Thanks for sticking around for another session. I think we've got a great case study that's going to be of interest to a lot of you. I'd like to welcome Josh Kramer of Leapfrog Group, and he's going to walk you through a case study moving stuff to SAPS.
Thank you.
Please welcome Josh.
Hi, everybody. Hopefully everybody's still having fun. That lunch coma is starting to end. So I want to talk to you guys today about Bing Rewards a little bit. How many people here have used Bing? How many people here have signed up for Bing Rewards? Okay. So just to steal a Gavism, what's SAPS? Status, Access, Power, Stuff. We can run loyalty programs where we basically let people earn points and redeem for stuff, or we can build a full game experience, and that's what we're going to talk about doing today. Just 10 seconds on me. I come from an enterprise software, telecom, online games, e-commerce, and virtual economies background. So a lot of different things wrapped up in one. Started on the tech side, moved to the product side, moved to general management, do consulting. I run a boutique shop. We focus on general strategy. We focus on product and value growth in companies. We then help those companies after we've defined a strategy with a full design capability and a build-out capability as well. Bing Rewards came to us looking for kind of assistance. They had a V1.0 product that they were looking to evolve, and we helped them design that program. We're going to talk a little bit about that now. So just very quickly, it looks like a fair number of people in the room have used Bing and know Bing. Bing was launched in 2009 by Microsoft. It's a powerful, pleasant, and useful platform. Some of the most unique aspects of Bing are that it's very task-centric, so it helps you do what you're looking to do quickly in an enjoyable way. And it's also an incredibly social platform. So a lot of you probably know about the Microsoft-Facebook relationship, and there's other integrations there as well. Bing Rewards is essentially a loyalty program. And the goals of our engagement with them were really to help improve the discovery experience, create more of a stickiness and a retention. Maybe that's intrinsic and extrinsic. We can talk about that. Focus on loyalty with an extreme goal of getting people to exclusively use Bing for all their search activity. And ultimately, it was about really creating a journey for the user, sort of an experience that they would live through over time as they increase their use of Bing and they increase their knowledge of Bing. So as I mentioned, Bing Rewards 1.0 was a very transactional experience. It was earn points, redeem for stuff. You got to go to a redemption center. You could get an electronic picture frame. Whatever it was a physical good. It got fulfilled by a fulfillment center and got sent to your house. And ultimately what you were trying to do was accrue enough points to redeem for those things. So building a player journey is really about a total experience, as we've been talking about all day. And so we got together with the Bing team. It was a couple people from my group on the design user experience side, and then the Bing acquisition marketing folks, the retention marketing folks, some program management and development people. And together we sort of worked to evolve this player journey. We came up with a set of metrics. We had to sort of define those metrics in terms of the lexicon of Bing internally. How do they define users? How do they define the events, the behaviors of those users? Where are sort of the baselines today, and where do we want to take those? And we came up with some definitions for some goals. And those are the goals that are up here. Increasing the number of users in the rewards program 5 times, and creating a bunch of deep behavioral changes, and that's sort of as you carry someone through their journey, what that behavioral change is evolves as well. So you want users to get engaged with Bing, learn about Bing, engage more with Bing over time. You want them to ultimately think of Bing as their natural destination for search, and ultimately you want them to tell other people about it so that there are more people who are going to go through that same experience and come in that funnel. So I don't want to spend too much time on the process that we went through, but it was basically a 90-day process where data collection, storyboarding, game mechanics design, layering in a user interface, and then doing what we call the detailed evergreen game design. So you have these big picture ideas you want to do from a game mechanics standpoint. You have a user interface that you design that you think really works, and now you get to sort of these practical points of well, what am I going to do a month from now when I need to layer in something to keep my users engaged? What are going to be my content costs? How am I going to come up with sort of a ongoing catalog of content to feed the beast, as Dan was referring to earlier today? And so, that's a big part of it. And if you don't do that part, the danger is that you're going to design a great game, launch it, and you're going to have, either a really high cost to feed the beast, or you're just not going to be able to do it. And so that's a big part of the process that we went through as well. The storyboard that we came up with essentially was focused on sort of the highest impact experience. So there's lots of user flows that you're going to have to gamify when you're looking at a search world. There's the different areas of search. There's the different user paths. There's the different types of users, the geographies. What we really did was we said, all right, let's focus on user discovery. Let's focus on the discovery process. So we're not worried about acquisition. There's an acquisition team that's going to go and acquire a bunch of users. Once we get that user, once we've paid good money to get that user in here, how do we get them to actually what we called activate? How do we get them to engage in the program? How do we get them to engage in the product? And then how do we retain them over time and actually help them build their skill level from a mastery perspective, their appreciation for the value of the product, and again, get them to that evangelizing point. And so we'll take you through some of the things that we actually did based on this initial discovery experience. And really what we did was we mushroomed out from there. So discovery touches a cross-section of all the areas where a user is going to interact with Bing over time, essentially by introducing them to different areas of the system. They're going to come back to those areas of the system, and now that we've helped them through a discovery process, they're going to be better equipped to sort of learn on their own. We'll help them with ongoing gamified experiences where we take them essentially through missions of tasks that they're going to accomplish over time in each of those areas. But they get that great cross-section in discovery where actually, let's look right here at the next slide. So you've got an offers page, which is essentially a bunch of tasks that they can execute. And those tasks are sort of a variety of different types so that different users will engage with one. And once they get that nice big green bar feedback of, hey, you did a great job, go do another, they're going to want to do more of them. So essentially, we created an offers page, and it's called offers. But it's a set of carefully curated experiences that they get pushed through as a progression. And they get some selection options through that progression. Do I want to learn more about travel? Do I want to learn more about shopping? Do I want to learn more about whatever the other experiences are? But ultimately, it's about friendly and digestible activities. It's about that clear call to action. This is what you're going to do. And then that instant feedback as soon as they do it. Give them that green bar with that check mark, right? Let them actually have that combination of understanding the intrinsic value that they've gained by learning the power of how to use Bing this way, and also give them that instant visual feedback. We talked about the variety of activities, which is also important. Not everything's going to appeal to all users. It's not a theme park, but it's still important. And you want to show them there's more available. So you can't really see it here, but they have the option to page back and forth through a series of other options. If nothing on this page appeals to them, we don't want them to abandon it. We want them to go explore a little more. When you talk about sort of the player journey and the progression that people go through, part of that journey is evolving your experience over time. One of the ways that you do that is through giving people status and acknowledging their loyalty. And you acknowledge their loyalty through a couple of ways. The easiest way is sort of give them that badge that says, hey, you're a silver member. Great, you've achieved silver status. And actually, on Bing, silver status never goes away. And if you keep engaging and you continue to be a loyal user, then you can achieve gold status. But gold status is like Premier on United. You can lose it. So you got to stay engaged. So you've got that early feedback of, hey, welcome to the program. Here are a bunch of things you can do. Hey, great, thanks for engaging. Here are some more things you can do. And when they get far enough along, you've just become a silver member. And so you're constantly giving them that positive feedback, as Gabe says, early and often. And you're giving them, for the real achievers in the program, you're giving them that status that they have the potential to lose. One of the things that that we're doing here on Bing and that the airlines certainly do fairly well is being incredibly clear about what are the leveling opportunities, what are the values of those leveling opportunities, and what are the things that you're going to get as a user as you level up. One of the other things that's important about a loyalty program, at least depending on who you ask, is a redemption mechanism. And redemption's important because it's something that everybody likes to do. Everybody likes to get stuff. And so, we talk about the engagement loop, and we talk about keeping people in the center of that engagement loop where they're getting that intrinsic value, and that's what's keeping them there. And as they start to sort of lose their focus on that intrinsic value and they get to those edges, we use that extrinsic value kind of like a meteor to kind of knock them back in. And redemption's a really powerful one to do that with. It's also one that they typically evangelize about, right? They're going to go out there and say, wow, cool, I got this thing. Well, instant gratification is a big part of gamification. And the initial redemption center that we had on Bing Rewards was a physical goods redemption center. You could get something that was of real world value, that was tangible, and we get shipped to your house. That sounds really exciting to a user. Well, all I did was search. I was going to search anyway. I got stuff. Well, the problem is that stuff gets mailed to you, and sometimes it arrives broken, and sometimes it doesn't arrive at all. So we moved to a model of effectively stored value, digital stored value, where it's available immediately. It gets redeemed instantly. And by the way, it's at a lower total cost, right? So instead of giving the user a $20 product, we can give them a $5 product, and they've perceived the same value. And that's something in general. I mean, people talk about $1 million pricing. Micro pricing is really, really valuable. And so, that's a different topic for a different day, but it's sort of one of my hot buttons. So, we're talking about discovery. I want to just jump to the social engagement for 1 second. So, this is an area that's relatively new to Bing, where we're just kind of starting to do this stuff, and it's not we, it's they. But they have a dedicated social media channel at this point. They have a Twitter handle. They're on Facebook, and they're doing a really good job of engaging users socially, where they're sort of using it as a tool to pull people back in, to let people retweet as a discovery tool for their friends. And what they're finding is that users are engaging socially. Users are telling their friends about the program. We talked about redemption. Bing Rewards makes it really easy for you to tell your friends about things, for you to go and tweet or share on Facebook. And they're not directly rewarding evangelizing, but they're kind of doing it at the same time. So a user is perceiving a value that's a direct correlation to their social engagement. So essentially, just to kind of show what ended up happening. So Bing Rewards was, when we started working with them, it was it was beyond a grassroots effort. It was a real program, but it was still kind of figuring out what it wanted to be as a program, and there were kind of a bunch of initiatives going on at Bing from a marketing perspective. Today, Bing Rewards is the consistent top driver of marketing buzz online for Bing, and activation and retention rates to the program have just doubled. There are lots more users in the program. All the conversion rates have gone, some of the conversion rates have gone 3x or more. It's just been a wildly successful program. And, that all goes back to, Bing's in the business of driving search and driving advertising in search. And it's all about revenue per search and cost per search and keeping that a profitable business. And, Bing Rewards is doing a really good job. They have a great team, both on the marketing side and on the program side, focused on creating these evergreen experiences, constantly feeding the beast, creating new missions and new tasks and new leveling up and unlocking experiences. And there's going to be more stuff coming. I encourage everybody here to go sign up for Bing Rewards. Go do a bunch of searches on Bing, follow the discovery mission, and if you want to see what a reactivation looks like, wait a couple of days, you'll get an email, and then go back and do some more. It's a fun program. Go and search for weather, search for travel. It's a good product, but it's also a great program. And we were super excited to be part of this. Bruno from the Microsoft team is here today with me, and we're here to answer any questions you might have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Josh. I'm afraid in the interest of time, we don't really have time for questions right now. We've got a pretty aggressive schedule this afternoon, but we will be taking a break at 3:30. I encourage you to mingle and save your questions for then, and please thank Josh.
Thank you, everybody.